Hello, good evening. Tonight I want to read from this book. This is my third time. My third time trying to make a video for this book right here. Silent Weapons for Quiet War. This is the manual for game stoppers. It's a confidential top secret. Top secret silent weapons for quiet walls. So this they got us in a wall that we didn't know we was in. Okay, it said originally publication date unknown, circa 1954, 1969, or 1979 by what seems to be a U.S. government agency or contractor unknown by name, or as claimed in 1996, Lily Hartford Van Dyke, who failed to copyright. Previous book tree printing 1998. New material in 2018. The book tree all rights reserved. Bright background cover art, image stock design, cover layout Paul Tice. Published by the Book Tree, P.O. Box. Oh, I don't know if I need to tell the box. Oh, I'm just 16476, San Diego, California 92176. www.thebooktree.com. So I am going to read the introduction on page 3. And I'm trying to read everything so I won't get a copyright. They won't say I copywritten anything, but I'm just reading from this book, not from my own words, but from word to word what this book is saying. Introduction. This booklet has been considered to be true and legitimate in every way by those in the conspiracy community for quite some time. It has a rather compelling story of having been discovered wedged inside a copy machine that was purchased at a government-related surplus sale in 1986. It is now believed by many that the compiler of this document is one Lily Hartford Van Dyke, who claims to have assembled it from multiple sources, admitted for the first time, according to him, on a talk radio show in 1996. In an earlier edition of this booklet, which we reprinted in 1998, we were unaware of Mr. Van Dyke and his claims. This work may well have been assembled by Van Dyke after being written by government-related workers or an agency and combined with other sources. However, question still remains. It has been reported on the internet that Mr. Van Dyke is a convicted felon and uh, written by okay, is convicted felon and has spent time in jail. He claimed that his run ins with the law happened in part because of silent weapons for quiet wars and other works. In a detailed letter written from federal prison to Paranona magazines in 2003, in response to a related article, he states that the book is not a hoax. He claimed to have studied and used many different relevant sources to arrive at a politically biased Technical Institution manual on how to justify and how to selectively survive human-animal husbandry before the need of animal husbandry becomes unstably critical. It is not a hoax any more than any other presentation of a scientific process could be deemed a hoax merely because it was not presented with the endorsement of its original discoverer, not presented with oh, okay, the original discoverer of silent weapons for quiet walls has many authors. He called it a collage and a overlay and pasted up of works and words of many authors. I was the author only in the sense that I compiled and linked the gems of other writers. Should this be the case, many are thankful Van Dyke claims to have published this in December of 1979 after working on it for over a year. Just how much that was assembled. Okay, I'm going to page 4. By him is still an issue. Willie Cooper mentioned uh, Silent Weapons for Quiet Walls is his well-known book. Behold a pale heart. Let me read that again. Willie Cooper mentioned Silent Weapons for Quiet Walls in his well-known book, Behold a Pale Horse. And I do have that book also, which talks about game stalking, where he reproduced it and comments upon it. Cooper was a former Navy intelligence officer who had access to top secret material. He states, I read top secret documents which explains that silent weapons for quiet walls is the doctrine adopted by a policy committee of Bilderberg Group during its first known meeting in 1954. A copy found in 1969 was in the possession of naval intelligence. So Cooper claimed that it was not first assembled in 1979, but existed as early as 1954. So that's 69 years ago, for the purpose of its stated intention, and that a copy. Somebody trying to burn my leg. They don't want me to read this thing here, I tell you. Because the first time I read this, they started burning my leg. But existed as early as 1954 for the purpose of the estate intention, and that a copy was the possession of Navy intelligence in 1969, 10 years earlier than Van Dyke claims to have compiled it. Cooper reproduced the Behold a Pale Horse, a copy of the 1979 document, which includes the welcome aboard page that conforms to a 1979 creation. So this 1979 version could easily be what Van Dyke assembled, but how much of it is still in question. At the end of this own at the end of his own reprinting, Cooper said the document first found in 1969 correctly outlined events which subsequently came to pass. It cannot be ignored or dismissed. The document is genuine. Its truth cannot be neglected or shrugged away. Cooper is referring to the veracity of the information and opposed to authorship, but the repeated 1969 date post points to the Navy intelligence copy that he had previously mentioned it and existed at that time was likely Van Dyke just seeking attention and knowing that no legitimate source would ever step forward and take credit for it. He decided to. He was convicted of fraud in 2003 for trying to pass $3 million in false currency, according to the Associated Press. In uh, July of 30th, 2003. So I am sorry, but his background raised such issues. His argument is still worth considering because his situation could give one cause to assemble such a work. So hats off to Van Dyke if he indeed put all this together. We cannot rule it out, but serious questions arise. Bill Cooper, now deceased, reportedly he issued. Ooh, they is really burning me. Ooh, they want me to get quiet, but I ain't. I'm gonna read this until I get tired of reading. Issue of his own, including problems such alcohol. So, who do we believe? Bill Cooper, who claimed knowledge of an earlier edition. This is 5. That was apparently strong enough to base policies from uh Lyle, I reckon I'm saying that right, Lyle Van Dyke, who claims to have put it all together in 1978 through 1979. Neither one. Van Dyke had trouble with the law, so one must wonder if a deal was struck. Was his attribution created with government involvement to shift blame away based on Cooper's knowledge of earlier editions? Could a government agency have recruited Van Dyke after Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars was found in 1986 to remove a potential embarrassment? This idea may be nothing more than a fanciful conspiracy theory within a conspiracy theory, but Van Dyke's background begs the question. He cannot account for any copies he claimed to have made between 1979 to 1986, except for possibly the ones found in the copier, which he claims be given to a random unknown military hitchhiker whom he dropped off at an Air Force base. William Cooper had access to secret documents and vouched for this document existence before Van Dyke came along. There is also disclaimer diverse who apparently received a copy of the 1979 version before passing it along to Cooper. Diverse's assessment was as follows. I can assure you that the manual is authentic and was printed for the purpose of introducing the selectee to the conspiracy. It has been authenticated by 4 different technical writers for military intelligence. One just recently retired who wants very much to have this manual distributed throughout the world, and one who is still employed as a electronic engineer by the federal government and has access to entire series of training manuals. One was stationed in Hawaii and held the highest security clearance in the naval intelligence, and another who is now teaching at a university and has been working with the Central Intelligence Agency for a number of years. Since we referring to the 1979 version. All these people got this document after Van Dyke had apparently assembled it. Good for him, but could Van Dyke have added a little less to a larger document, which could count for the earlier reports? There are numerous links and documents which support Van Dyke claims, however, available online to explore. Okay, now I'm on page 6. And this is in Roman numbers. Wherever it came from, is the content of this document that is most intriguing. It refers to things that many say have come to pass to make interesting reading. Yes, many should be grateful that Lally Van Dyke should he have been the person to assemble it. We don't rule it out at the time. Any assembled person cannot help but to continue to question its sources. A good dose of healthy skepticism is always a good thing within the field of conspiracy. With all being said and the waters remaining muddy, we leave it to the reader to form their own opinions regarding authorship and the legitimacy of the plan which the book contains. With all things considered, we do not name an author for this work, as we clearly the original intent with its first path this work has taken. It seems to clear the multiple contributors were involved. We therefore leave such things open for the reader to determine and to form an opinion. The main truth is that this document exists. We ask that you explore things further, test the legitimacy of this work, and form whatever opinion that you may. This version is reprinted in its original form, completed with the important diagrams which are not included in digital versions found elsewhere. The print quality is lacking on some pages, but reflects the original accurately as it was found. The only difference one may see are a few minor hand-corrected mistakes, the filling in of omitted words, partial words for the sake of accuracy. What follows is the preface for the previous edition assigned by its author. It could be the words of Van Dyke or those of a previous publisher. Now that it follows this introduction, it is felt that one can read it in a better context along with the complete book which follows. Paul Tice, Tice. Okay, I wasn't going to read all this until when I read this part right here, these pages here, I said I need to read this whole book. Okay, the preface. Conspiracy theories are nothing new to history. Plots to kill Caesar and overthrow Rome abound, for instance. That's what I think they're trying to do to America, overthrow America. Those in leadership positions. To, oh, okay. And overthrow Rome abound, for instance. However, it is seldom that concrete clues to such plots come to light and are generally known. The document you are about to read is real. It is not forgery, as alleged of the protocols of the learned elders of Zion. are actually forgeries, such as those of Anne Frank, more recently Hitler's diary. Top secret silent weapons for quiet wars, an introductory programming manual was uncovered quiet by accident on July 7, 1986, when an employee of Bolin Air Force Company purchased a surplus IBM copier for scrap parts at a sale and discovered inside detail of a plan hatched in the embryonic day of the Cold War, which called for control of the masses through manipulation of industry, people, pastime, education, and political learning. It called for a quiet revolution, putting brother against brother and diverting the public attention from what is really going on. For all intents and purposes, this document has come to pass, such as Henry Ford, Sr. said that the protocols, regardless of their veracity, I don't know if I'm saying that right, applied to the event of his day. It is reprinted in its virgin form with diagrams as a touch of reality. It is heavy reading, but it will, as it well sound, not, I don't know where I got that from. It is heavy reading, but it will, as it well should, spur you to read further. Keep your eyes and ears open and sound an alarm in Zion, for through for though she presently dwells with Babylon's daughter, Micah 4, her redemption draweth nigh. Draw it nigh, good Lord. Truth bear no fear. Okay, that was the preface. And this is a top secret silent weapon for quiet wars, an introductory program manual, operations research technical manual, TM-SW7905.1. Okay, the technical manual, silent weapons for quiet wars, table of content. You got security, illustration, introduction, political introduction, energy, descriptive introduction of the silent weapon, general energy concepts, Mr. Rothschild energy discovery, breakthroughs in economic model, industrial diagram. Um, and there's 3 industrial classes. One of the problems with this book, some of the letters is you can't tell what it is. That's why I'm having problem reading it before. Translations, time flow relationship, industrial equivalent circuits, stages of schematic, simplification, generalization, final bill of code, a technical coefficient, the household industrial, household models, economic shock testing. I'm just go ahead and start reading. That's a lot. Security. It is potentially impossible to discover social engineering or the automation of a society. I see the engineering of social I can't how to say that automation automation system of silent weapons, on a national or worldwide scale without implying intensive objectives of social control and destruction of human life, slavery, and genocide. Now that's what I've been saying. I've been saying it. I've been saying that. That's what I've been saying. This manual is in itself an analog declare, declaration of intent. Such a writing must be secured from public scrutiny. Otherwise, it might be recognized as a technically formed declaration of domestic war. Exactly. Furthermore, whenever any person or group of persons in a position of great power and without the full knowledge and consent of the public use such knowledge and methodology for economic conquest, it must be understood that a state of domestic warfare exists between said person or group of persons and the public. The solution of today's problems required an approach which is ruthlessly candid with no agonizing over religious, moral, and cultural values. You have qualified for this project because of your ability to look at human society with cold objectivity and yet analyze and discuss your observation and conclusion with others of similar intellectual capacity without a loss of discretion or humility. Such virtues are exercised in your own best interest. Do not deviate, deviate from them. Whew, this is tiresome doing all this reading. Okay, welcome aboard. This is page 4 in Numbers. This publication marks the 25th anniversary of the Third World War, called the Quiet War, being conducted using subjective biological warfare. So we in the world, is we in the Third World War where they're attacking us citizens? Fought with silent weapons. And that's what they fighting us with right now, silent weapons. This book contains an introductory description of this war, its strategies, and its weaponry. This is what they doing to us. This book right here. So we the third world war. So that's what that's what it sounds like to me. They saying we in the Third World War. Silent weapon technology has, okay, this is one of them words I can't hardly tell what the is it evolved from Operation Research (OR), a strategic and technical methodology developed under the military management in England during World War II. The original purpose of Operation Research was to study the strategic and tactical problems of air and land defense with the objective of effective use of the limited military resources against foreign enemies. Logic. It was so recognized by those in position of power that the same method might be useful for totally controlling a society. So this is what they're trying to do, and they with totally control a society. But they're doing a little, starting out with a group of people to spread out. Really, they just got the everybody else attacking a group of people, but everybody is under attack. Everybody under attack. It was soon recognized by those in position of power that the same method might be useful for total control of a society, but better tools were necessary. Social engineering, the analysis and automation of a society, requires the correlation of great amounts of constantly changing economic information data, so a high-speed computerized data processing system was necessary, which could raise opinion of the society and predict when society would err for capi- capitulation. Relays computers were too slow, but the electronic computer invented in 1946 by J. Presper Ecker and John W. Manucci filled the bill. I don't know if that say that word right. The next breakthrough was the development of the simplex method of linear programming in 1947 by the mathematician George B. Detzig. Then in 1948, the transistor invented by J. Bardeen W. H. Bartain, and with Shockley promised great expansion of the computer field by reducing space and power requirements. When these three inventions under their discretion, those in position of power strongly suspect that it was possible for them to control the whole world with the push of a button. Immediately the Rockefeller Foundation got in on the ground floor by making a 4-year grant to Howard College, funding the Howard established or economic research project for the study of the structure of the American economic. They're trying to put me to sleep. Okay, 1 year later, in 1949, the United States Air Force joined in. You're attacking my head right here. I can feel the heat. Oh, um, okay, this is page 6. In 1952, the original grant period transmitted in a high level, I can't even make that out. Meeting. Okay, high level meeting of the elite was held to determine that next phase of social operation research. The Harvard project has been very fruitful, as is borne out by the publication of some of the wait a minute, some of its results in 1953, suggesting the feasibility of structure of the American economy. Copyright 1955 by Wesley Leonter, Leonter, Lee Hunter International Science Press in. I don't know if I said that word right. But anyway, White Plains, New York. Engineered it in the last half decade of the 1940s. The new quiet world machine stood to stood so to speak. Its sparkling gold plated handwood on the showroom floor by 1954. When the when the coronation of the I don't know what that word is in 1954, the promise of unlocking unlimited sources of fusion atomic energy for the heavy hydrogen in seawater power became a possibility only decades away. The, the combination was irresponsible. The quiet war was quietly declared by the international elite at a meeting held in 1954. Although the silent weapon system was neatly weapon system has never suffered any major setback. This volume marks the 25th anniversary of the unbeginning of the Quiet War. Already this throughout the world. Whew, I'm tired. This is tiresome. And I think I might quit right here. Page 6. On page 6. And then I can finish. I'm just going to do, I'm going to stop right here and put start there. That was tiresome me out, but the evil people was attacking me in my head because they don't want me to read this. But this is the third time that I did this right here. I wanted to read a little further at the place where I had stopped on the first video. The second video, the camera stopped. That's why I had to get all these videos off of my computer. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh. But everything that they doing today is all connected. And I've been saying that for the last longest. Everything is connected. Everything. Every single thing that's going on is planned. These people ain't doing nothing ain't nothing happening that they haven't already planned. The fires, the floods, the storms, the sicknesses, the shootings, everything is planned. And I think what they're going to try to do is get us in a circle and have us all in one place. You know, not just one place, but have everything surrounded. Where the city that we in is like we in a spot. It might not be the same town, the same state, but it's gonna be like we're gonna be right there in a spot where they can control us. So this is what this is all about. One world order. They want to control us, the one that be left, and have us worshiping the one religion. I listened to Fred Pearson tonight, and what he said was making sense because everybody keep talking about going back to Egypt, and see that's what I've been saying. These people is these people with all these good philosophers, the lead black, especially black people, talking about going back to Egypt and worship, and this people with the stars, the famous people, all of them talking about going to Egypt and worshiping the ancestors and stuff like that. This is what is all this been this leading us to worship the sun god. I got that from Fred Pearson. I didn't think that of myself about the sun god. But I'm looking at the essence of they something about the essence tonight where they had the Essence magazine. They was talking. They was and them colors was talking. I was sitting there laughing because I said they is really talking to each other with them colors. Oprah Winfrey had on purple. That's the Phoenicians color. Another lady had on the yellow. That's Ra, the sun god. Uh, Halle Berry had on what she had on. I think she had on. Wait, what did Halle Berry? I know she was sitting on a red couch, black and red. She had on black and sitting on a red couch. That is a sacrifice. And then there was another lady that worked for Essence. She had on black and white outfit, and there was something red there. Was it the chair red? I can't remember. But I remember saying that, oh, she got on black and white and black and red. Cause black and white, you working on both sides. Red and black is sacrifice. And they had on all the colors. And the green represent um hot dog it about the temperature stuff. How they controlling the weather and stuff like that. But they talked with colors, symbols. And they was talking with them colors tonight. All of them had on them colors. And it's just I don't know what they plan is for us, but it ain't gonna be good. I tell you that. Uh, Fred Child was saying when everybody was in the house doing their sea thing, he was out uh jogging, and he could see them putting stuff under the ground. And I seen that. I did a video showing them put right in front of our house, and they putting up these big electrical boxes that go down up that had these big old electrical cords that go down under the ground. They one they the house beside us. They one over there by the food truck man, and then they one two houses down. At my house, they one right in front of my house. So they putting and then they putting down stuff up under the ground, and this all this energies come up from under the ground. And he was talking about, if we try to fight them with guns, it ain't gonna work because they can just laser us and just like have us in a sleep with a sleep uh hot dog it. Like when you how they when they say the witch riding and you can't move. Well, that's what they're gonna be doing, but they're gonna be drying us up, dehydrating us, cause that's what they're doing now, dehydrating us, and blowing me up like a dang on balloon, just blowing me up. They can draw you up, make you real skinny like they did my sister, but they did the opposite with me, making me fat than what I should be. Just blowing me up. But they made her real skinny to make it look like I wasn't properly taking care of her. Cause she was just everybody worried about how skinny she was. They eat nothing that I'm doing. I was feeding her. I made sure she ate every day. But they ain't saying nothing about what I'm telling them that this is being done. They ain't saying a word about that. But they steady trying to make it look like I don't properly take care of my sister. One of my brothers kept asking me about her hair. Does her hair come out? Why would you ask me about her hair? What that got to do with anything? Her hair was out for when I got her. Cause she was combing her hair, snatching her hair out. I got her hair to grow. It's like just to me, it's like they trying to say I don't take care of her. That's what they think of me. That I get her, but don't take care of her. I treated my sister like a queen. I made sure her hair was shampooed and conditioned and protein. I didn't just condition, I put protein in it too. I gave her facials, I gave her pedicures, I made sure she ate well, everything. She was the one fighting everything I tried to do for her. It's been hard. It's been pure hell. In September will be 2 years. I mean, not two, 8 years that I've had my sister, and they don't even act like they appreciate nothing. They steady trying to degrade me and thinking it's funny when I be talking about what these people doing to me. This one brother always talking about he loved me. That's why I did. Uh, I ain't even gonna say what I did. But anyway, I take as good as cash. I done had her, like I said, September be 8 years. She had native cubital ulcer on her behind. And if she'd have been in the rest home, she'd have had been ate up with the cubital ulcers. I don't do a whole lot of all that turning it from one side and all because she won't stay that way. If I turn her, she lay the way she wanna lay. I could put her one way and then I go back in there, she bite the way she wanna lay. So I just make sure that I keep her butt lubricated with that body butter that I make, and it got medical properties in it. I don't comb her hair every day, but I comb it because it's hard to comb her hair when she laying down, and then she don't want it combed. But I comb it. Uh, I do comb it and keep trying to make her look decent and keep her bed linen clean and keep her clothes clean and keep her, where she not laying in filth. And then I got to fight to do that because she don't want to wash. She don't even want me to wash her. She be just cussing and talking and junk. It's a fight. Then my back be hurt where these devils attacking my back every night with this hot energy going up my spine and in my private area. All up in now they all the way up in my head. I wake up, I can feel this crap in my head. Attacking my forehead puts me to sleep, and they make me put me in a deep sleep too. They just devils, pure devils. I didn't come on to talk about that though. I was just about this book. I guess that woke me up because they were making me sleepy. And it's a shame when you don't have no privacy inside your home where these devils can know you can't even read a book without them knowing that you're reading a book and put you to sleep. They don't put me to sleep right on camera many a times. I'm nodding out like I'm gonna took some dope. Oh God. But I could hear that sizzling sound in my head. So I need to get off of here and cut my CD off. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this hair. I might have to cut it back. Only time I feel like I could do something with it when I ain't hardly got none. I cut it real short. With it long, I don't know how to fix it with my natural hair. Now, if I had a relax in it, then I could do something to it. But I don't want to put no more relaxers in my hair. When it's short, I can cut it real short, and then I can just put my little cream in it, and that's it. Finger comb it, and be through. So cause I'm just rambling now. So y'all have a blessed weekend.